The next part of this lesson is the triangles. If you haven't done this or you don't know about this, the area of a parallelogram, please go back and you can watch my video or watch someone else's video, it doesn't matter, but you need to understand this before this will make sense. And it won't take very long to get it, okay? So have a look real quick. Now, if I take my triangles, I wrote 3 different shapes of triangles so that you know it works for everything, okay? So say I've got a right angle. I can take this triangle, copy paste, and then like rotate it around and attach it, and I've made a rectangle. Okay, a rectangle is also a parallelogram because opposite sides are parallel to each other. Okay, that's important. I have this one that kind of looks like an equilateral triangle. It's very similar, not quite, but if I copy paste this and I rotate it around and attach it, I have made a parallelogram. All right, I've done it here with the dots, so I've got opposite sides parallel. This triangle here looks a little bit different. If I copy paste it and rotate it around, I have also made a parallelogram, right? Opposite sides are parallel to each other. So what can we learn from this? Well, every triangle is half of a parallelogram. Every single one works every time. Okay, so what does that mean for us? It means that the area of a triangle is half the area of a parallelogram. Okay, so if we know the area of a parallelogram and understand that notation, we can easily find the area of a triangle. Okay, so we know the area of a parallelogram from our last lesson equals base times the height. If the area of my triangle is half of this, there's a couple ways I can write that. Okay, I can do base times height divided by 2, which would be half, or I can say it's 1/2 times the area of a parallelogram, which is base times height. Okay, this one here is going to look the most familiar, 1/2 base times height. That is the formula that most books are going to use for the area of a triangle, but it's the same. All right, you can write it either way. Mathematically, you'll get the same answer. So let's go ahead and apply it to these triangles down here. So if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know I always start by writing the formula that I'm using if I'm using one. So I'm going to write 1/2 base times height. Okay, I need to know what is my base, what is my height before I can use the formula. Well, the base is the bottom that the triangle is sitting on. Okay, so that would be base, and the height is the altitude or the height of the triangle. Okay, going from top to bottom. Now, in a 7th grade textbook, these values are usually going to be the only 2 values given to you. So it will be pretty straightforward. Okay, let's substitute. This is 1/2 base. Again, when I substitute, I'm going to use parentheses, which is 8, and my height, which is 6. These 3 are multiplied to each other. They're side by side, 1/2 times 8 times 6. And I can multiply in any order because multiplication is commutative. Okay, now what that means is this 1/2, I can choose to multiply it by the 8 and then multiply by 6, or multiply 8 times 6 and divide by 2, whatever's going to make my math easiest. So here's what I love to do. I look and see, are either of my numbers even? And then I'm going to divide them by 2 before I multiply. It makes my math feel easier. Okay, both are even. I'm just going to go ahead and go with the 8. So 8 and 2, I'm going to cancel them out. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Okay, I'm just kind of imagining that I'm multiplying fractions and I'm cross-canceling. Or you can just say 8 divided by 2. It's all the same. All right, so what do I have now? Well, let's get my blue out again. I have 1 times 4. I don't need that 1 there because it's just going to be itself, times 6. 4 times 6 is 24. My units are millimeters. And I have area, so I'm doing millimeters squared. So the area of my triangle is 24 millimeters squared. Let's go over here. Again, I'm going to write my formula, 1/2 times the base times the height. What's my base? What's my height? Well, let's look. The base is the bottom of the triangle that it sits on. That's B. The height is the altitude. So let's write H. Now I can go ahead and substitute. 1/2 times 10 times 3. Okay, are either of these even that I can easily divide by 2? Yes, 10 is even. So I'm going to go ahead and divide that 10 by 2. And what's left is 1 times 5 times 3. So 5 times 3, which is 15. My units are meters, and its area, so it's meters squared. So the area of this triangle is 15 meters squared.